Well, President Trump is calling for an end to the Iranian regime. A United States aircraft carrier and other military assets are on their way to the region.
The government's bloody crackdown has quieted the massive protests that filled the streets in recent weeks. Chris Mitchell reports from Jerusalem.
Trump told the online news publication Politico it's time to look for new leadership in Iran and said Ayatollah Khamenei is a sick man who should stop killing people. His comments came after Iran's supreme leader accused Trump of slander and blamed him for the deadly violence inside Iran. The war of words comes as the U.S.S. Abraham Lincoln Strike Task Force is just days away from the Middle East. It's part of a military buildup in the region, including F-15s and anti-missile batteries. The White House says all options are still on the table, and the military assets give Trump a number of military options if he decides to strike Iran. Despite a new internet blackout, horrific reports continue to come out of the regime crushing the protests, including using snipers and chemical weapons against protesters and Revolutionary Guard soldiers executing the injured in hospitals. Sources inside the country say the regime has killed tens of thousands of its own people, and that for now the brutal response and large number of security forces on the streets has quieted the large-scale demonstrations. Over the weekend, hackers took over Iranian TV and broadcast the message from exiled Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, who some see as a transitional leader if the regime falls. At a Washington, D.C. press conference, Pahlavi said the Islamic regime is close to collapse.
Ali Khamenei and his thugs know this. That's why they are lashing out like a wounded animal, desperate to cling to power. The people have not retreated.
Pahlavi also says he trusts President Trump, but whether or not the U.S. steps in, the protests must continue.
We as Iranians have no choice to carry on the fight. We're halfway across the river. There's no turning back. We will continue.
This weekend, the Trump administration stirred backlash from the Netanyahu government when it released the members of the Gaza Executive Board, the body charged with rebuilding Gaza, which includes demilitarizing Hamas, lists representatives of Turkey and Qatar. Israel objects to both Turkey and Qatar for their ties to the Muslim Brotherhood and support of Hamas, and is requesting a meeting with Secretary of State Marco Rubio over the matter. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
For Gaza to have a future, they have to be free from the ideology of the Muslim Brotherhood. And when you look at Hamas and who has supported Hamas over the years, and particularly after October 7th, well, you have to look at Qatar. You also have to look at Turkey. And having them be in some way in charge over Gaza, some voice in the politics and government of Gaza, yeah, I agree with Israel. No way. There's an ideology of hatred. Let's pray for the Iranian people that they may finally be free of this horrible government. They've suspended elections. It's just incredible what they've done. They have an iron hold. And I've heard again and again and again, it's the government that has this militant Islam. The people of Iran do not, and they want to be free.